Hi there. Hi.
There's election board today too.
Yeah, I
So
saw,
she-
I saw the draft,
Yeah.
so she'll bring her own
Yes.
copies in, okay.
Good morning.
Good.
How are you? Good.
I've been here long enough to know it's not the items on the agenda that scares me, it's the non-agenda items.
I know, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Sitting here.
Yeah, thank you.
Sure.
Morning, Mark.
How are you?
Oh, not too bad.
Very good. These guys are private managers.
Yeah, they're construction. Good morning.
Good morning, good morning.
Good morning.
Well, thank you, thank you.
GCs, I guess.
What's that?
General contractor.
Yep, there are project managers.
See Joe's packing it, Joe Hager's packing it in.
Yeah, that's what I see. I think he's trying to keep that low key so that there's not a whole lot of fanfare, because he's been here a long, long time.
I know, yes.
Doing okay?
Oh, we're good. Oh, two deputy sheriffs?
Like, everything's just starting to move very quickly.
Hi, guys.
Oh. Seems like everything's starting to move very quickly for this job. Well, just a lot
That's what
of,
happens.
it's a lot of front-end coordination, so, which is okay.
Not a lot of time.
Good morning. First round award is, I guess. Good to see it on
He's in trouble now.
It's not the first time, right?
Always.
We should have bought a new gavel. One of them rubber ones.
Is Wayne off? Is he away?
Oh, nice.
Hope he went somewhere.
Yeah, they only called him twice already. Did one time I accidentally called it by mistake. Hit the wrong button.
Oh, wasn't Wayne here this week? I didn't notice.
Oh, that was a tough one.
I should call him.
Yesterday you furloughed him.
Yeah.
there.
Oh, did you? Furloughed them.
Yeah, we had a meeting with the healthcare people and they wanted to know where Wayne was. I said, we furloughed him, we had to save money.
Health insurance is too high, right?
Now I'm curious what you say about me when I'm not in the building.
I have it all written down, if you need a report on it. I keep my own minutes.
There you go. Ellie, do we know how much the first round of COVID grants amounts to? Because it's not written on the page
You
anywhere.
should know that.
I don't have the total amount, but I have, like, the amount, I have a little bit of report on
Oh,
who's
okay.
getting.
Because the pages aren't totaled up, that's why I was wondering.
Yeah, I know. I didn't.
I'll add it up.
Probably on that other.
Yeah, like, I have that sheet where it has it on what they all are, but I didn't total it.
Oh, okay. Not a big deal. I'm a big boy, I can do it myself. I looked at the draft. You have a lot of stuff on there today.
Even bigger if you didn't look at the draft today. Because the draft yesterday was, I had to cut it short because I couldn't figure everything out.
Hey, Chris, did you total the amount of what was given out today? I mean, I didn't total it, she sent me the three sheets, but I don't.
2.88.
2.8. Okay,
2.8.
Wrong,
2.8.
2.8 million.
So it looks like about 2/3 are going out,
Yeah.
so that's pretty good.
No, it's all right.
Yeah.
I have to do something about this now.
Oh, yours.
There's too much
Okay.
This is what? There's too much on here.
underneath.
Oh.
We gotta get more to Dan.
Okay, we'll do that.
Hi. See you. How are you?
Hey, Dan. Our daughters don't see us.
Hi, Tony, how are you?
Morning,
Morning,
morning.
Oh, hi, Dan.
One step forward, two steps backward. She's in on the phone in there.
You look out this week.
Let's see. To be determined.
Yeah, it's gonna start soon. We're at 29, so. Okay, Rocky.
I call this meeting order. Have a moment of silence, a prayer, and the Pledge of Allegiance. Father, we thank you for each mind and heart that fills the presence of this room, as well as the lives of those we will encounter afterwards. Strengthen our confidence in who you have made us to be. Set us free from comparison in order to work together efficiently. For only you truly know what we are setting out to accomplish today. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
These proceedings are being recorded for the sole purpose of constituting the accuracy of written minutes. Tapes are reused, eliminating recorded records of these proceedings. Approval of the minutes of the previous meeting held October 1st, 2020.
Move to approve. Second.
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes. Are there any guests concerning county business? None at this time.
The report of executive session, Phil.
We did have an executive session Tuesday, October 6th, 2020 at 10:30 a.m. for personnel reasons.
Next item, the budget transfers.
Move to approve.
Second.
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
There were no supplemental appropriations. Expenditures, approval of check numbers 215913 through 216001 for expenditures through the general fund clearing account totaling $404,673.92.
Move to approve. Second.
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
The treasurer's report.
Move to approve. Second.
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
The personnel report.
Move to approve. Second.
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Correspondence was received as listed. Copies will be made available to the press upon request. Bid awards, CDBG projects. Recommendation from the Director of Planning and Development to award the contract for the CDBG bid opening on September 24th, 2020 for Banks Township street improvements, reconstruct and pave South Church, S Street and P Street, fiscal year 2018-2019, to Lehigh Asphalt Paving and Construction Company at the bid price of $97,869.80.
Move to approve. Second.
Mr. Reiner?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Recommendation from the Director of Planning and Development to award the CDBG contract bid opening on September 24th, 2020 for Franklin Township street improvements, paving, Phase 1 Red Hill Road, fiscal year 2017-2018, to Lehigh Asphalt Paving and Construction Company, Tamaka, PA, at their bid price of $42,627.85.
Move to approve. Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
An award extension, request received from the Director of Planning and Development to extend the recommendation for 1 week to award or reject the bid open September 24th, 2020 for the CDBG project Jim Thorpe Borough Water and Street Improvements Church Alley, Pine Avenue to Packer Hill Avenue, fiscal years 2017, 18, and 19.
Move to approve the extension. Second on discussion, this is being extended. What I was told, the Jim Thorpe Borough has to approve additional money for this project. There's really nothing wrong with it. It's just that I guess we got out of sync for them to approve the extra money. So at the next board meeting, this will come up for approval.
Okay. Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
44 and 76 Susquehanna Street project. For approval, letters from Boyle Construction Management Incorporated dated October 6, 2020, recommending the bids received for 4476 Susquehanna Street project opened on October 1, 2020 Recommend contract awards as follows. General Construction, Uri Construction Incorporated of Reading, Pennsylvania, at the bid price of $2,395,000.
So moved. Second, discussion. So I would say, Rocky, this has probably been, second to COVID, the number one, let me call it, issue that the commissioners collectively focused their time and effort on. I've actually been focusing on this effort for about 2.5 years now. And I was sitting on the other side, or standing on the other side of this dais, or this table at the time. And I think almost everyone, except maybe one or two, were also in those meetings. We worked extremely close together, Rocky, Wayne, and I, with Boyle Construction and Form Space, to develop a good plan that was fiscally responsible and met the needs of the county. We focused emphatically on safety, financial savings, not disruptive to Jim Thorpe or county tourism. The employees who are going to have to temporarily relocate. We brought in the late Ben Wahlberg, historical architect, to help us in the design of that meeting. So, there is no doubt that we've come a long way since the 76 Susquehanna Street project. I truly believe that. Keep in mind, that was 110 parking spaces. I always called it two-level parking garage that just so happened to have 25,000 square feet of office space on top of it. But there was never a workspace allocation study done. No subject matter expert went top to bottom in county government and made a determination of how much space this county actually needed to meet its needs. No one's ever seen a study done. And I emphasized this again on January 6th and during our early on meetings on that. I know that Commissioner Arner mentioned a few months ago this particular renovation project, which is 44 and 76 inclusive now, is going to meet 50 to 55% of our space needs. Well, I'll tell you, Chris Lukasevich never went to my teacher and said I did 50% of my homework. I never went home to my mother and told her I got 50% on a test, and I was happy with that result. Fact is, this is meeting about 1/3 of the actual space needs if you use what was planned for this project as the base, about 25,000 square feet. Remember, in this plan, there is no consideration of moving, elections, workforce, planning and development. The entities that this was focused on aren't really, for the most part, other than adult probation, actually included in the current renovation project. I also was concerned at about the 2-year point when Mary came in here from what would be SOS and raised her concerns about the impact on St. Mark's Church and the stained glass windows that are irreplaceable. And we recognize, everyone recognize that. Even given the steps that were going to be taken and will be taken to protect the integrity of that stained glass. Nonetheless, at that time, I did say, and matter of fact, Jeff and Tony, we walked out in the parking lot a couple months ago, and I said, I oppose this project. I oppose anything that threatens any level of risk to St. Mark's Church. That is where I am in my heart with that. I've said to Commissioner Nosing from the beginning, we should sell 44 Susquehanna Street, let private entity deal with the risk, not the public, let the private entity, not county government. It's not a risk I'm comfortable with, right? You have calculated risk, and that's what this is. And I know the mitigation steps have been taken place or continue to be put in place to mitigate any possibility of this. Well, you say, Chris, but there aren't any other options. Well, actually there are. And these were discussed with this board. Space here in Jim Thorpe that would have met 50,000 square feet of office space and potentially met the total requirements. Jim Thorpe Area School District office, the Sargent Building, the YMCA, all three of those properties were available for consideration. And the analysis was done. Nothing new, all right? You know, but I'm a pragmatic realist. And inevitably, this project is going to move forward. If not today, it's going to move forward in a week. And I worked extremely hard to save the taxpayer about $400,000 with doing concurrent renovations. I actually felt unnecessarily like I was swimming upstream the whole time, which still to this day shocks me. But nonetheless, I am a pragmatic realist, although passionate. And this award is inevitable. Any delay in award is going to cost us notable money. Every 5 minutes or every hour Jeff and Tony are sitting here, Form Space or Boyle Construction costs us money. And I can't sleep at night thinking that I would do something that's going to cost more money to the taxpayer. That's all I have. Yeah.
Okay. Commissioner Arner?
Yes.
Yes.
Commissioner Lukasevich?
Yes.
Plumbing construction, JBM Mechanical of Nazareth, Pennsylvania. Bid price $333,000.
Move to approve.
Second.
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Mechanical construction, Leibold of Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Bid price $499,500.
Move to approve.
Second.
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Electrical construction. Communication was received from Royal Construction Management Incorporated, dated October 6, 2020, to reject the bid from North End Electric of Scranton, Pennsylvania, in the amount of $526,790.
Move to approve.
Second.
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
For approval, letter received from Boyle Construction Management Incorporated dated October 6, 2020, to award the bid to the second lowest responsible bidder, Orlando Diefendorfer Electrical Contractors Incorporated of Allentown, Pennsylvania, at their bid price of $537,000.
Move to approve.
Second.
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes, just a comment. We must note and highlight the fact that this is not going to the lowest bidder. However, it is going to the lowest technically responsible bidder. It was brought to our attention that there are certain levels of experience required to the scope of this project, and the lowest bidder failed to meet the minimum experience requirements in regard to this type of project. Therefore, we went with the second lowest technically responsible bidder.
Did I call the board on that?
Yeah, we were, yeah. I couldn't get discussion in there quick enough, so, yeah.
I did call the board on that one?
Yep.
Okay.
Wait,
Yeah,
Yeah, she did.
I don't remember.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yes.
so do you have,
We'll say.
do you have what
Okay.
you need for the minutes?
Yes,
Yep.
I do. I'm good, thank you.
Okay, fire protection construction. Anchor Fire Protection Company Incorporated of Perkionerville, Pennsylvania. Bid price $63,600.
Move to approve.
Second.
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Elevator construction. A letter was received from Boyle Construction Management Incorporated, dated October 6, 2020, to award the bid to the lowest responsible bidder, CMG of Easton Incorporated, Easton, Pennsylvania, accepting alternate number 1, Otis hydraulic elevator, a substitution of equal specification, thereby decreasing the total amount to $95,000.
Move to approve with the substitute.
Second with discussion after the motion. Okay.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
I just want to have a discussion, or just a comment about the projects that are going on right now. And I would like to thank Tony and Jeff for their efforts that we have. I mean, we were sitting here and I think Commissioner Lukasevich said we looked at every angle, and I think one of the points that we were looking at, we didn't want to do something that was going to cost the taxpayers something 5 years down the road. I mean, like with the mechanical things part of it, we didn't put things off. We want to do this project correct. And I think originally, and what my comment was of what the space was, it was probably 2/3 of the space was taken care of by building that building. Because our next phase is gonna be renovating the courthouse, and there could be something else that's in the works that we might also do. But originally, I think when this project was put into place, I think it was close to $16 million. Tony and Jeff, they presented it with us with numbers originally. I think it was approximately 4.5 million, and we're actually at $3,923,100. And we're doing a project that it is complete, that we won't have to, well, I shouldn't say that. We could fix everything and the next day something will break. But we did it the right way, we sat down, and I think even like some of the systems that might have had a life to them for another additional 5 years, we replaced it. Because when you do something like that, if it's a $300,000 heating system, it's gonna cost you $600,000 to do it after the project. And like I said, we worked together on that wonderfully. And like I said, I'm still gonna, I'm commending you, but I'm still gonna hold your feet to the fire on work change orders. That's, I'm gonna keep a close watch on that. But on comment to the other things, I mean, we could have went out and spent 16 million. But what we're actually doing here, if we have 4 million here, we have 4 million at the courthouse, and if we would have to purchase another building somewhere out, we're at $12 million. We're within our budget. It's not gonna cost the taxpayers. I think it was 16 million projected in the budget for our capital projects. So we're actually saving money. And for some of these buildings that we were looking at, we're looking for something that has easy access. And I know we talked about the administration building up here. Basically, that is almost like a one-way street. That was the drawback about it. I mean, you can't have different offices up there and you're pulling over in a parking spot to let somebody by. I mean, we're looking at an overall package here to help the county. And that's the way that I was looking at it. I'm looking at, we're saving $4 million from that project, and it might take us 3 steps to do it, but we're gonna get it done, and we're not gonna raise the taxes for the people. Thank you, that would be it.
Children and Youth for approval and execution. Addendum to extend the rates of the 2019-2020 purchase of service agreement for 180 days from the fiscal year ending June 30th, 2020, or until finalization of the 2020-2021 contract with Merkey, Pennsylvania of Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
Move to approve.
Second,
Mr. Honor?
yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Correctional Facility for approval and execution. Proposal received from Water Mechanics of Hazel Township, Pennsylvania, to provide professional services relative to the requirement of utilizing a Pennsylvania DEP certified operator for the water system at the correctional facility. Cost will be $965 per month and will include compliance testing, submission of monthly reports, on-site inspections with DEP, responding to emergency calls within 2 hours of call-out, overseeing county employees' operation of the water system, and mentoring county employees in obtaining DEP operator's certificate.
Move to approve and execute.
Second,
Mr. Honor?
yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
COVID-19 County Relief Block Grant for approval. Awarding of contracts and payments for the first round of the County Relief Block Grant as per the attached listing.
Move to approve.
Second on discussion. I just wanted to give a little bit on what, how far we are with the block grant. We have 135 that are going out that have been approved so far. 81 of them have been small businesses, 8 municipalities, 30 nonprofits, 15 of tourism, and 1 behavioral health. 5 are receiving awards from CDBG. 8 entities have withdrawn their application. 20 entities have been ineligible for the various reasons, and 52 entities currently need to send back their agreements, that we can send it out, that we can process their money. 5 of the entities are under review. There was a little bit, if they got from another grant, that it might coincide with our grant. Currently, there are 226 applications. With the additional one for the broadband would be 227. And currently, we have given today, when approved, will be $2.8 million that will be going out today. And hopefully by the end of next week, the rest of it will be going out. And that's all I have to say.
Okay, Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Juvenile Court for approval and execution, the fiscal year 2020-2021, grant and aid award notification from the Juvenile Court Judges Commission for salary reimbursement for the Juvenile Court Office for the term of July 1, 2020 to November 30th, 2020. The estimated revenue, $24,715.98.
Move to approve and execute.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Planning and Development for approval and execution, a project activity complete extension request to the Pennsylvania Department of Community and Economic Development, requesting extension of completion dates for the CDBG project's fiscal year contract number 2016, changing from 10/17/20 to 5/31/21, and fiscal year 2017 contract changing from March 11th, 2021 to July 30th, 2021.
Move to approve and execute.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
The Sheriff's Department for approval and execution. Addendum to the agreement with Teleosoft 2020 contract for updates needed for Armory with passing of Act 79 at a cost of $31,900 and incident reporting at a cost of $31,900.
Move to
Total-
approve. Oh, I'm sorry, go.
Total cost $63,800 with payment terms of 50% due at signing and 50% at go live.
Move to approve.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
The Solicitor's Report?
Thank you. Agency on Aging for approval and execution, a memorandum of understanding with Senior Corps RSVP of Allentown for the purpose of providing volunteer services in Carbon County from September 2020 through August 31, 2023, at no cost to the county.
Move to approve and execute.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
County parking lot for ratification, special activities agreements for the use of the county parking lot were submitted for Tommy Subs of Jim Thorpe. Food vending utilizing the 76 Susquehanna Street lot, October 3rd, 4th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 17, 18, 24, and 25 of 2020. And 3 kids, Bake Home of Jim Thorpe for the same, for the use of 76 Susquehanna Street parking lot.
Move to ratify.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Elections for approval and execution, acceptance of a quote to purchase an additional ImageCast Central Scanner G2140 firmware, user license, and related services from Dominion Voting Systems Incorporated of Denver, Colorado, under CoStar's contract 39-006. The total purchase cost is $13,075. ImageCast Central Scanner $9,000, annual software license $2,575, and annual hardware warranty cost $1,500 beginning February 1, 2021 through the agreement term.
Move to approve and execute.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
4476 Susquehanna Street project for approval and execution. Recommendation from Boyle Construction to accept the proposal received from United Inspection Services of Jim Thorpe for professional services relative to construction certifications for 4476 Susquehanna Street project at an estimated amount of $11,840 plus testing services at a cost of $3,360. The cost includes reimbursables.
Move to approve and execute.
Second.
Mr. Honor?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Nothing further.
Any further business? Commissioners' reports. Mr. Honor?
No.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yeah, a couple things. First and foremost, in regards to the temporary relocations that will be taking place for county offices as part of the 4476 renovation project. Effective 19 October, the Carbon County Office of Planning and Development and Pocono County's Workforce Development Board will be relocating to 410 Center Avenue, Jim Thorpe. That's the Jim Thorpe Area School District office. Their phone numbers will remain the same. Effective also on the 19th, Carbon County Juvenile Probation will relocate temporarily to the courthouse, and the same phone numbers will be in place for them. Speaking of the COVID-19 Carbon County Block Grant, just a reminder for businesses and organizations, the second window opens 16 October. That application period will be open from the 16th to 30 October. We have about $1.2 million that is still available in regards to these grants, so we do ask that you take advantage of this opportunity. A couple eligibility requirements. We will maintain that $100,000 cap limit. Priority will go to those entities that have not previously been awarded any type of CARES funding or grants, such as the county block grant, PPP, EIDL. Two more items. Carbon County Rent Relief Program. The governor has extended the rent relief program. Applications are being accepted through November 4th, 2020. Catholic Charities of the Allentown Diocese is managing the program for Carbon County. To date, number of households served or impacted have been 67, with 56 landlords who are receiving CARES RRP, Rent Relief Program assistance. And lastly, Mock Chunk Lake Park, Saturday at 1:30, I'll be hosting out at the Mock Chunk Lake Park Beach Pavilion an opportunity for residents of Carbon County to provide input on the future, what their expectations are of Mock Chunk Lake Park as we hopefully return to a more normal recreating environment next year. So that'll be from 1:30 to 3. The ads are out all over on social media, so please feel free to join me for that 90 minutes out there at Mock Chunk Lake Park. That's all I have.
All right, thank you. Guess that's it. Meeting adjourned. Now we will move on to the election board meeting.
You guys.
Thank you.
Oh,
Yeah, we'll be in touch.
I wonder if you have any questions for these guys before we go?
I don't think so, I think every,
Is there gonna be a lead?
Rocky can
Okay.
answer
Kelly?
everything.
Okay.
Thank you.
If you do, you can call.
Awesome,
Okay,
thanks.
thanks. See you all.
So long.
Morning. Approval of the minutes of the election board meeting held on September 10th, 2020.
Move to approve.
Second.
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Any guests concerning election board business? Consolidation of the voting districts per the resolution for adoption and execution, resolution for consolidation of applicable voting districts for the 2020 general election. I have the resolution as well as a list if anyone needs that.
Move to adopt and execute.
Second.
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Approve the following polling place change. The location change was approved at the township meeting held 9/14 in Tomensing. We're going to be moving Tomensing North at District 56 and Tomensing South 1, District 57-1, who are both located previously in the Townsend Township Municipal Building on Stable Road. Now they'll be moving to the Townsend Township Volunteer Fire Company, 105 Firehouse Road. After this meeting, we just printed about 2,500 cards, I believe, that are affected for these voters. They'll be going out in today's mail.
So those are notification of the change.
Yes, it
right?
says right on it, new
Yep.
polling place. Election, oh, I'm sorry. Does someone want to?
I'll move.
I'll make, or,
Yeah, I'll move to
I'll
approve it.
Mr. Arner?
Yes.
And Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Election board vacancy appointments. The following registered electors of Carbon County will serve, oh, sorry about that, I just realized the date. Will serve as precinct election officials filling vacancies for the November 3rd, 2020 general election.
Move to approve as corrected.
second,
Mr. Arner?
yes.
Mr. Lukasevich?
Yes.
Just one note, I have a couple things, but just on those, we have a lot of people that came back that used
Yeah,
to
I've
be
seen
our
that.
poll workers, so that's a plus. We do have a lot of new people as well that we had to appoint, but we did get a lot of those back, which I was grateful for. So, I don't know if you just wanna.
Well,
someone
I
approve
just
that
wanted to
first?
bring
Okay.
some issues up, and I think, I see you brought a ballot, is that a ballot you brought?
Do you just
brought
wanna
with you?
move, approve
Yeah,
this?
oh, okay,
Yeah.
First?
yes,
Sorry.
approved.
That was approved, right? We did
Yeah.
the vote on
Yeah.
the vacancy appointment,
Oh,
Yes.
sorry.
right? So we're good.
Yeah, it's been a, sorry. Never mind, go on.
Okay, yeah, but one of the common things that I think you've heard and you brought it to my attention too, like a lot of people, they're getting their ballots and they have to remember to put their ballot in that envelope. The envelope that is there, that's the, what do you call it, the privacy envelope or whatever
Secrecy,
it's called.
privacy.
They have to put it in that. If it does not come back in that, your vote does not count. I mean, it's gonna be set to the side, we received it, but your vote is not valid. And I think one of the other issues that you had was like people were calling that they possibly wanted to opt out of this, and they're just tearing their mailings up, and that's not the proper way to do it.
No.
So I don't know if you wanna explain that a little bit, what they should do in a case like that.
So we've had a couple people come in with this in their hand and this sealed. They can open it, they can do it. So they'll open it and they'll put it back in here, they'll seal it, they're, sealing it again and initialing it. We want nothing to do with that, but if they, they just don't know what to do, so they come in and check with us. We've had some people who aren't signing the back. Right now, we're mailing it back to them, but if we're gonna keep getting hundreds, I don't know how much time we're gonna have to keep doing that. So if it's not completed, it's not going to be counted. The other thing is, people are coming in and saying, we did an application for a mail-in or an absentee, but once we get it, we're gonna rip it up and go to the polls. No, they should not do that. I'm suggesting, because I'm trying to cut it off earlier than at the polling place on election day, to bring your ballot in, we can void it, you'll sign a declaration saying that you wanted us to do that, and then you can go to the polling place, that way your name will be in the poll book. The last information I got from the department, which may change, was everyone who's a registered voter that's going to the polls is gonna be in one book in your polling place. Everyone else that applied for a mail-in or absentee will be in a second book. So if you're going to the polling place with your voted ballot, they're gonna send you to our office. If it's unvoted and open like this, they can accept it. Again, you'll have to sign a declaration that you're releasing it to them, and they will let you vote on a paper ballot and scan it. If they're unclear where all of your paperwork is, you're gonna get a provisional. So my thought is if anybody wants to not use the ballot now, they should come in now, instead of waiting till later. It's hard to have training with everything going on. We're gonna be open like when we usually give out the ballots over that weekend. So if any judges have questions, they can at least address them then. That's gonna be Friday, Saturday, and Monday.
Before the election.
Yes. We are not sending out voter cards to any of these, again, even the ones that went back to where they were. Once we get, more from the state, if we have to do that, I don't believe we have to do that. But signs will be posted on all the old location and the new location, just like they were in the primary. That's what I have. The voter totals or absentee and military mail-in as of last night was 9,676 received. And we started mailing absentees Friday. We mailed mail-ins Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. The bulk of the 9,600 will be mailed today into tomorrow. And we have like 9,700 back voted from the absentees that were mailed. So we're getting them back.
already, so
Correct.
people are getting them, and that's what they have to do if they wanna use it,
Correct.
vote, send it back.
One of the other issues we're hearing is people think they can just go, I'm not sure where they're getting the information. The only place you can drop off your ballot in person, if it's yours, is to us. We have a drop slot, it literally is located right outside the door, so you can access it all weekend, all at night. We're hearing that people just wanna drop them off. You cannot vote at your polling place with your mail-in. If it's ready to go, just either mail it or bring it to our office. There's no other drop boxes in Carbon. And it has to come to Carbon. We received stuff from other counties that I'm not sure, but. Go ahead.
Yeah, question. Is there any polling place change from the primary other than the Toa-Mensing change that we approved today?
Like a permanent change? No.
A change from the primary?
Well, that one, they're changing like permanently, so.
That's right.
No. No, everything else remains the same, except we kind of put some back that were open and accessible for social distancing.
All right, so individuals do need to be conscientious that they may be reverting back
Correct.
to their historical polling
Yes,
place,
that's,
not
yes,
necessarily the one they voted at
in
the
the primary,
primary.
correct. So like, what is it?
And we were required to do that, if I recall from the
Yes,
law,
as
that we
long-
had to.
Right, as long as they're posted and it's 20 days before the election, we don't have to send out cards. We, like I said, depending on what guidance we get, we may send out cards after, depending on if everybody moves back to where they are. Because people are saying like, well, I live in the same house, but I'm voting in one, it's just because you have an older card from prior. We're trying not to send out cards if, for no reason, if it's just a temporary move. I don't know, I'm assuming I still have to advertise, but I need to have a meeting on October 22nd after the next commissioners meeting to certify totals for this election. Because it closes on the 19th, it needs to be after that. The only other thing is, like I said, if people want to cancel, they need to call us as soon as possible. We need to mail you a form, we need to have that form back. It's hard, like I said, once, end of the day today, everything's gonna be out in the mail, it's gonna be hard to kind of get your ballot back. So, another thing, we had several people come in earlier this week, and they wanted to cancel their ballot, so we did, they signed the form, and then they said, now we wanna vote in person now. Early vote. The ballot that we just voided was your early vote. So, in those cases, we're requesting another application, and then we have to process it all over again. Pennsylvania, as far as I know, doesn't legally have early voting. I know they're calling it that. You can come into our office, we still have to process an application, we're not gonna just hand you a ballot. When we're giving out ballots that people are picking up to vote, we ask for ID, we wanna make sure it's them. If they mailed it, we don't know who they are. So, we check all that as well.
Is there anything you need from the Board of Commissioners that you don't have to run a successful election?
Yes, I need 2 phone headsets.
Okay.
There you go. There you go.
You'll have them today.
So that's the key to success, 2 phone
And like
calls.
maybe lunch and.
Right.
So, yeah, we're
Yeah,
there,
good. We know.
yeah, so we're working around
And
the
I
clock,
think
obviously,
we
but,
discussed some other ideas that we might want to implement within the next week to try to make it a little bit better. So I think once Wayne comes back on Monday, maybe we
Okay.
can discuss this and, we're just trying to make it as easy as possible. But people, I think, when they see it on TV and they hear early voting, they think the polls are open, that you can go to your poll where you normally go to. And the only thing
Exactly.
that's early voting is when you hand your envelope in.
right,
That's the only thing, but on TV, they show people standing in lines like they're standing there to vote.
mhm.
And they could be standing there to hand their envelopes in, and that's where they should explain
Right.
it.
I mean, I do know I'm getting a lot of emails about, this county mailed theirs and this county mailed theirs. Philadelphia has a mail house. They are constantly doing that. They have millions of voters. I only do what Carbon is. I only know what Carbon has. I don't know what other counties are doing. I mean, everyone's, following state guidelines, but it has nothing to do with us. But all of our ballots that we received up until 2 days ago will be mailed out by tomorrow, end of the day.
Yeah, and I think like even with the drop boxes, I think that was like everybody's asking why we don't have drop boxes. But I think by the time it was given to us that we could do it, you have to get approval by each town that you could keep it in the borough or police station, and who's gonna watch it, and
Well,
then if
that's
you.
my,
And then what winds
issue.
up happening, you said they're getting it for different counties, so you put it in Palmerton, now somebody from Slatington that's visiting a friend thinks they can stick it in.
yeah, I just don't
You
feel
know, and
comfortable
it's-
leaving a Dropbox that's not manned by a person.
Yeah, yeah. no.
I mean, ours is manned all day.
Right.
And we are getting a lot in our box, which is good. I mean, people are using it.
And I think by the law, they have to have a camera on them also, so then that would be another expense, if you put the Dropbox there, now you have to have a camera on it.
Oh, true, yeah.
Yeah, so it's, it would be nice to have it, but it just won't work for us.
I mean,
That's a
okay.
philosophical discussion.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's,
Yeah.
Does anybody have any questions? Like, I can give you copies if you need copies of the resolution.
Yeah, is that that has all the polling place
Yes.
changes? Yeah,
Yes.
that would be awesome. I think they're doing things. And I guess, obviously the primary we were doing in COVID, so there's not like anything different between like how the polls are gonna be set up with social distancing.
Well, there actually
Yeah,
are.
they'll-
So we did receive,
Yeah, they'll-
a lot of equipment through, through EMA, but we also got stuff from the Department of State. They're gonna have the clear privacy, like, panel, is that what it's called?
Yeah, it'll still be set up the same way it was.
But we
prior.
didn't have that.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have that, we have more face shields,
Yeah.
masks, different things for sanitizing, still gonna have the tape, but we are gonna have that,
Right,
whatever you call it,
yeah.
when, we did not have that before.
It's the same but improved.
Yeah, it definitely.
So is that for like when you're actually voting or something?
Yeah, no, like in front of the board, like the board will have it.
the poll workers will
Yeah.
have it when you
Gotcha.
approach.
Gotcha. You're going to
I don't hear it.
Adjourn it.
Yeah, I don't have
Adjourn
it.
it and then press.
Is she supposed to adjourn or me? Adjourn.
You.
You're the chairman.
She always tells me she's in charge. No.
That's outside of the meeting.
Any questions, anybody? I'm sure there gotta be some.
Do you want to go first?
Polling places or polling. Dry cough. Right?
Yeah, I wanted to ask about this Queen Industry project. Can we just like go over again, like a timeline of like what the next steps are and construction and things like that?
On the buildings.
Yeah.
Probably the last week or the first week of November is pretty much when, they're gonna start setting up.
October
Yeah,
26th.
the 26th, and they should be going October 26th on the project. They're gonna go in and dismantle things with inside, and because there is a little bit of an issue with the parking for that first week, because of the elections, But it's not stopping the project. They can go in and dismantle within the interior and get that ready, that when the election is over, that they can start, I mean, they'll start ripping the building down.
That's 44.
yeah,
We're talking
yeah,
specifically 44. We have a slight delay till after the election,
Yeah.
till they get into 76.
So it's really nothing everything's set the way it's been.
Yeah.
And we're still projecting, August 1st, everybody will be in the building.
So listen, the three offices are moving between the 13th and the 16th to be settled in on the 19th. As Commissioner Arner said, on the 26th, we expect the contractors to be rolling in, and begin the process. Minimal demolition that's required at 44 to start that process until after the election. Then we take over the entire parking lot to fully mobilize
Right.
for the entirety of the
And
project.
elections will probably be moved out of there, like we have to wait 20 days to verify everything, so it'll probably be the first week of December that they'll be moving out of there, but we have to keep the election undisturbed. Make sure that's all right, but the 3rd is the election and they have to have 20 days to verify.
Certification's November 22nd.
Yes, so the 23rd we can move, but that's the
Thanksgiving.
week of the holiday, so I would say the first week of December they would be moving. And I don't think it's really gonna take them that long to move, because in January, they're gonna have to start getting ready for the primary, because the primary is gonna be just as big of a thing, because it's all the municipalities and, borough councils are up and supervisors, so it might actually be a bigger election than this election, with the amount of people that are running. Yes.
And where's the elections office moving to?
Same place, 410 Center Avenue, the second floor is the school district office.
And then when construction and demolition are happening, is there gonna be any roadblocks or parking, where's all the equipment gonna be?
Well, the 4476 Susquehanna parking lot will be utilized completely by the construction companies. Will temporarily, from time to time, utilize 3 parking spots in front of 44, and that was approved by Jim Thorpe Borough Council. Now, you will see some shifting of county employees parking. The county employees who are currently in the 4476 lot will move in behind the railroad station Hooven building and also into the main lot. Again, that'll be first come, first served for the employees. So you'll see a little bit of a change in the way the parking is going to be administered through completion of the project.
Right, yeah. It's gonna be a little touchy the
Yeah.
first. But, and put it this way, it might be a little bit of discomfort for them couple months,
Yeah.
but then this new, buildings and areas for them, it's gonna work out well for them. I mean, you look at adult probation, it almost looks like it's bunk beds stacked on top of each other, that's how close they are. And, it's just for the betterment of the county.
I think that was all I had,
Okay. All right.
thank
Done.
you.
And what I can do, if you need any of this information, like that 135 that went out, I can email you
Yeah,
something
that would
like
be
that.
awesome.